All right, so let's get started. So as I was saying before, we're going to do a quick test of Claude Code. I'm going to show you what it looks like. As I said previously, I am using the WebStorm interface. We are going to open up a project and we will go ahead and test Claude Code out. So with Claude Code, what you want to make sure that you're doing is that you have the Claude Code plugin installed on WebStorm. The way you do this is you go to WebStorm, you go to the settings for WebStorm, you go into the plugin section, you look for Claude Code, and there you have Claude Code. You just install. When you see that option there, you hit OK, and now Claude Code is there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick test of Claude Code. I'm going to show you Claude Code in action. Once you have Claude Code installed as a plugin, you'll see this thing pop up there. Just ignore these. I will fix these. This is the Claude Code interface. You're going to see it's a command line tools we already discussed. And so all you do in here is Claude Code is an agent. It has access to all your files. It can make changes in your files. It can update your code. It can add files. It can edit files. It can do everything with your project, and it understands your project. You have the Claude file here that you put in the Claude folder, and this you just give it a description of the project here. And so let's say I want to add a new section to this. Let's say I want to add a navigation section to the Claude file. I can just ask Claude. Here I can say, please add a navigation section to the Claude.md file. Please give a brief explanation of the navigation structure of the app. And then you just hit enter and let it work. And now you'll see it's processing. Claude it gives you these little clever words here. It'll say discombobulating, cleaning, dreaming, evaluating, and it's kind of pointless, but it just gives you these little messages. And then you'll see as it's working, it's explaining what it's doing. I'll add the navigation for you. Now let me examine your app routing. Now let me check your side navigation components, and it's going through the files to try to evaluate the navigation. Because I've given it so much information in the past, it kind of already knows where to look, but in the context of your app, let's say you're starting fresh, it may not be this quick or this effective, but in this context, because I've worked with this, it does have some previous context. So now you're going to see it's going to add the navigation section as it's saying it's going to do that now. Let's give it a minute. You'll see here the tokens that are being used, the time that's being expended here as it goes through this process. And there you go. It has now added this section, and it'll ask me, and you'll see here it says, do you want to go ahead and allow Claude to make this edit? I can hit yes. I can move down and say do that, and then just don't ask me anymore, just do it. Or I can say no and then give it new instructions. In this case, I'm just going to say yes. And you'll see it's added the navigation here. Let's go ahead and expand this out so you can see this. And it gives you a final explanation of what it just did. The navigation section has been added to Claude MD file. Navigation structure follows a hierarchical pattern with public routes for unauthenticated users, protected routes for authenticated users, and specialized sections for content creation, learning experience, and organizational features. The app uses Angular's router with authentication guard, supports nested routing for complex interface. It really gives you a nice breakdown there, and you'll see it just added all these different pieces. So you can see this is the power of Claude Code. You can just ask it to do something. You want to give it some context so that it knows, that it has some background, it understands your app. But generally, it can understand your app. It can go in there even if you didn't give it the context. It can go and look at your application. It's trained on many other applications. It's trained on the docs for Angular, so it knows what Angular apps look like, and it can make sense of your app. And so in this case, it did just that, and it added all the additional information I requested. So there you have it. That's the power of Claude Code.